almost every day these days, really. The world's coral reefs are all dying. And we're told that this is the fault of the car. Well, since we host a car show, we thought it would be our duty and responsibility to do something about it. Here in the Caribbean, all appears to be well. But under the shimmering blue sea, there's just miles and miles of sand. It's an underwater desert. And even when you do find a reef, most of the coral is dead or dying. 38 years ago, the local government sank a ship to encourage the coral to come back. And it's working. It's already an oasis of life. And that gave us an idea.
Why use a ship as the hub of your coral reef? Why not use cars? There are millions of them. So that's exactly what we've done. We've got 5 cars, and rather than go through all the expense and complication of recycling them, we've stripped them, taken the engines out, removed the paint, and they're ready to go in the sea.
Now, this really does make perfect sense, because when the car is in the water, it will start to corrode, and that attracts all the things that help the coral grow, and then the car itself just rusts away to absolutely nothing. So this one, which started life as a pretty horrible Peugeot and was always a terrible car, will eventually become a beautiful coral reef.
And all this happens quite quickly. So in just a few years' time, the BBC will be able to make a wildlife documentary just in this wheel art.
Anyway, we've got the cars. I've got a crane. All we need now is a boat, which is a job we gave to Jeremy. That's his responsibility.
He'll have overdone it, won't he?
Well, he'll have made a statement of some sort, so...
Freight ship, full-on freight ship, or a tanker. Oh, he hasn't overdone it.
Is that him?
What is the point of that?
Can you come and tie it up?
Dude, that's the worst boat I've ever seen. That's awful.
What's the matter with it?
Well,
We gave you $5,000 to buy a boat.
Boats are expensive.
We didn't spend all $5,000 on...
that is not a
Yes. Listen, I've got toothache. Be kind.
Irrelevant. That is not a $5,000 boat.
It's barely a boat. Look at it.
It's brilliant. You get a car on this.
Where?
On the back.
Who did you buy it from?
A man.
Was he laughing?
No, he wasn't.
Can I come aboard?
No. I don't think it can take... Listen.
It's
Instead
terrible.
of just standing there criticising a man who's got toothache, why don't you go and get a car on the crane and start loading it?
Soon our first car was ready to be lifted onto the boat.
It's just nice to be putting something back, really.
Well, it genuinely is. It's a little old Corsa, and it's
Hello.
going to be full of coral.
Mr. Coral coming swing along. Oh, there's something to latch on to.
And his friend comes along.
Friend comes along.
This is a genuinely brilliant...
That doesn't fill me with total confidence. Down a bit, down. You'll have to...
Boom out! Is that the sign for boom out?
Yeah, that.
As I've been guided by the village people.
See, it's working now, unless...
Arg!
Yes,
Arg!
immense danger.
You're really helping.
I've got the guideline.
No, down a bit, James.
Watch for the wind.
Right, Hammond, can you swing it round?
Do you want me to swing it?
Yeah, swing it. Try and get it straight. Oh, shit!
Who pulled that?
We've got to save the car. It's a reef. Save it. I haven't got. It's gone.
Who pulled the... That's to release it, you muppet.
I thought it was a guide rope. I thought
No, I steer it. You just release it when it's on there.
Oh, he told me to steer it with that rope. He said pull the rope to
This is
steer
a
it.
£400,000 crane. Why would you steer it with a piece of string? It's got all these knobs and buttons. I steer it. You release it.
So that's a quick release.
Yes.
Got it.
What if we just said we only had 4 cars?
So we've taken 4 cars, removed the engines and the paint, and they're ready
Yeah.
to go in the sea.
Just do that piece to, well, do that piece to camera again.
Yeah. Thing is, why use a ship as the hub of your reef? Why not use cars? There are millions. So we've taken 4 cars, removed the engines, stripped them down, and take the paint off, and they're ready to go in the sea.
And then James, and then this Peugeot was no good as a car, but the coral will just stick to it, oxidising an algae.
Doesn't take very long.
And-
one day, BBC, documentary, Wheel Arch.
Yeah, from just
Jeremy's
4 cars.
4
it's all it
cars.
had.
It's all you need for a reef.
Right, here's the boat we've selected. It's a little bit damaged.
With the release rope stowed, we managed to get the first of our 4 cars onto the boat, which had come with a broken roof.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Good. Result.
And then we had to secure it in place.
I don't understand ratchet straps.
There's water coming into the boat.
No, there was some in when I bought it.
It's leaking.
There's always a bit of water in the bilges. It's why boats have bilge pumps.
No, it's coming in. It's not just like it's in, it's coming in.
Well, there's none here.
There's holes in the... It's
Oh,
leaking.
shit, no, there is. Well, why don't attaches to the crane?
It's gone down. It has gone down. It's going down.
And then if you attach this to the crane, it won't sink, will it?
We're tied on.
James, can you just take the slack?
Sadly, James misunderstood this simple instruction.
Oh, the whole thing has collapsed at the back. Oh, dear God. No, stop. Whoa. It's falling over. James, it's falling.
What do you want?
Holy mother of God.
Abandon ship. Save yourself.
That's James. Save it. Stop.
What are you doing?
Oh, God. The French Secret Service didn't do a job as good as this.
I'm not talking to any of you.
No, come on, it was May's fault.
You bought a crap boat, you put an
The
idiot
boat
spaniel on the
was
crane,
fine.
and also, think what we were going to do for the conception of the car. People would love the car. They'd see it as a friendly, coral-loving thing.
You're swimming like an old
I
woman.
don't like being in the bloody water! Fact! I'm not comfortable, I'm from Birmingham!
Having sunk a boat and 2 cars where the cruise liners normally park, the port authorities suggested we go away. So we took our 3 remaining cars to a nearby marina, built ourselves a raft, and hired a boat which had a crane on the front.
May,
What?
you're not operating the crane. You are operating the crane.
Yeah,
I'd just like to point out that I've been fired from a job that I was doing perfectly.
Meant that.
I can't get the crane working. There must be. Is there a switch?
Oh, well, don't come to me for help. I'm rubbish
I
at
didn't.
cranes.
Did I? Did I?
Soon we were ready to load our first car.
You're miles away. You've got to be spot on. I can only lift it to there. This way, this way, this way, this way. No, up.
I can't. Jeremy, you'll have to go back.
Back.
I can't do it if you keep moving the boat.
Well, I wanted to go backwards. Let's go, yeah, that way.
Right, this way. You've got to get it right. I can't
go
move
that
it.
way. He's driving. I can't drive it.
Why don't we pick the other? Oh, God.
Where are we going?
The bad things, it's the wind.
Why are we over here?
The wind.
Here we come. This is it. We're coming in hot.
Stop.
May, will you
Chasing me
do
with a
something
bloody
quickly
crane.
in your life? I'm going to kill him.
Here we go. Yes,
Yes,
run away.
yes.
Run away.
We have hooked the apple.
In a bit.
We are so good, it's almost incredible.
Now we had our eye in. Loading the second car was the work of a moment.
Oh
on.
my God. Yes.
That's it. That'll do.
This is the manliest thing I've ever done.
I'm just going to rest my big balls on my crane.
With our raft full, we headed out to the spot identified by marine biologists as having the perfect depth, current and temperature for a reef to form.
Release the reef!
Yes!
There it goes!
That's
the
our
reef
reef!
is born!
Come, coral, come!
Yeah! Go!
Yes!
Oh, I'm pleased with that. The Peugeot 206. That is brilliant.
Next, we had to anchor the cars in place, which was a job for the only qualified diver among us. He'd even brought his own equipment.
Right. Back a bit. Back. And that's on me now.
Stop moaning!
Ow!
If he were a heart surgeon, he would turn up with an old leather bag with a saw and a hammer in it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm ready to do your operation. Here I am.
It's like his whole table with his Bakelite telephone on it. Hello, Hammersmith 37 here.
James's suit was so old it didn't come with air tags, so annoyingly it was our responsibility to keep him alive.
How long have we got to do this for?
For as long as he's down there.
I can't, honestly, I'm exhausted.
I'm getting dizzy. We should keep going.
No, what? Look, there's a generator. Why don't we just connect it to the generator? Now, you're an idiot.
Life-saving air.
Oh, there we go. On and relax. How cool is that? Dive, dive, dive!
When our colleague finally surfaced, he was very angry.
That was nowhere near the cars. Nowhere near.
What was nowhere near the
You
car?
might as well have dropped me off the coast of Los Angeles. That was I couldn't even see them. And when I
Stop.
no.
What do you
How?
mean?
How did you manage? You're the boat expert, as you're forever telling us. How did you manage to put the cars there and then move the boat about 100 yards
We
away?
drifted.
We drifted a bit.
Have you done the job?
No,
What?
the cars are not anchored because when I got there, your drifting stupid orange biscuits in boat yanked me back off there.
We don't have an afternoon to just throw away while you go paddling.
You're saying, yeah, I'm going to have to do it, aren't I?
Soon, James Bond was ready to go in the water.
Do I look like Roger Moore?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, you do.
yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Roger Moore, the greengrocer.
Let go.
Yes! Hey!
I've just handed Jeremy a welding iron. Oh, dear God. I'm not sure I trust Jeremy to do welding.
I wouldn't trust Jeremy to watch a YouTube guide to welding.
Oh,
What's that?
that's gone wrong.
Jeremy?
Badly, horribly wrong.
Ah!
How did that go?
Very well.
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
Did it? That was all.
Today, I'm not going anywhere in a hurry.
We headed back to shore for an agreeable dinner, happy that our important environmental work was at last going well.
But are the corals starting now?
Yeah.
So they're down there now, and a bit of coral's going to
Yeah.
start.
No, will
with
have done.
something.
It's not a big coral reef, but
It's the
it's
start.
the start of a coral reef.
Well done, chaps. I think we have
I
done.
don't clink glasses, as you know, but we could raise a glass to our success today.
Yes, well done us.